German soccer club puts up 37 goals on opponent after coronavirus fears rose before the match. So apparently two teams got together in the lowest divisions there are. I don't know if there's beyond 11th soccer tiers. That is beyond amateur. But they went at it. One team was scared, and they got destroyed 37-0. An amateur German soccer club taking proper precautions over fears of contracting the coronavirus was blown out during their match 37-0 on Sunday. And I like how this writer from the Fox News organization said, taking proper precautions. And then they got destroyed. Kind of like all the goofballs that are taking proper precautions by staying home and safe are allowing their businesses and their friends' businesses to be destroyed. But they're taking proper precautions. Screw the economy. Screw feeding their children. Yeah, I'm glad they got destroyed. I read on. SG Ripdorf Malzen 2 faced off against SV Holdenstedt 2 over the weekend. The two clubs are part of the Germans' 11th soccer tier. The match came into question when Holdenstedt players had been in contact with players in the previous match who contracted the coronavirus. Goal.com reports. Okay, so they heard they were in year-round viruses, ladies and gentlemen. Either you have a strong immunity or you don't. Other than that, you probably should fix it and then get on with life. That's the world we live in right now. We can't wait for some magical pill or injection that's going to save you from this virus, because it's not just this virus, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be many more viruses. So if you don't want to die, you better get on a plant-based diet like me, drink a lot of water, and exercise, and then you have a chance. But if you want to do this political BS and shut down everything else, all you're doing is murdering the poor. That is it. Congrats. But I'm glad they got destroyed. I read on. Ripdorf players had urged the match be called off, but their calls were rejected. Good. The club decided to take the proper precautions during the match and essentially watch the game from a safe distance while Holdenstedt players scored goal after goal. Holdenstedt's first team had their match postponed because of fears of contracting the disease. Several players on the second team told us that they would like to avoid contact with the SV Holdenstedt players to be safe. Ripdorf president Patrick Risto told German media after the match, also because the 14-day incubation period had not yet been finished. The Holdenstedt first team game was canceled. The second team game, unfortunately, was not. No one cares about the second team that's in the 11th division. Let me tell you something, you professional athletes, you fit human beings. You're not going to die from it. Oh, wait. They're going to give it to grandpa and grandma. They're going to kill them. Stay away from them then. You're on a sports team. You're not supposed to be around anybody. You're in your own bubble, I thought. Golly, I mean, we have just lost our minds. We cannot keep doing this. I can't believe we're on month 5, heading to the 6th month of locking down. This is so stupid. You're telling me this was the only way. We're going to go down, assuming the world doesn't come to an end. It's going to go down as the most ignorant, stupid suggestions and enforcement by the government of all time, and we just bow down. Oh, okay, well, we'll stay out of trouble. We don't care that suicide is through the roof. We don't care that children are just getting all screwed up. We don't care that because the economy isn't exploding right now like it was, that there's people in Africa in food lines that last miles upon miles. But you don't want to know that. You don't want to know that at all. You're worried about grandpa and grandpa's safety. I haven't heard from grandpa or grandmas saying, please stay home. I don't want to die. I could tell you, just from who I am, when I in my 60s, 70s, 80s, if I'm lucky to get that old, I'm going to be the same person, just a little more angrier, saying, get on with your life. I'd rather die. I haven't met grandparents in real life that are like, oh, please, I don't want to die. They're braver than you think. We all have choices. We all have choices. There's different ways of doing this, my friends. There has to be a different way. This isn't the way. This cannot be the way. It's Trump's fault. Whatever. I continue reading. Holstein coach Florian Schierwater told reporters that Ripdorf over-exaggerated the risk of players contracting the coronavirus. None of the players had contact with the Eldesdorf players who tested positive. I said hello to him, but like others, I also volunteered to be tested, he said. According to the health department, half of the team didn't even have to go for a test. That makes a lot more sense. I read on. The coaching staff and club directors are responsible for the team and naturally accept the situation in today's world. To contain possible chains of infection, this should be in everybody's interest. At the same time, as a club, we have to be careful not to incur unnecessary punishments for not showing up during his difficult corona period. That would make the financial situation of the club even worse, so we are in a bind. Yeah, we're all in a bind. There has to be another way, ladies and gentlemen. There has to be another way. What we're doing makes zero sense. I mean, to strip people of their freedoms with executive orders of stay home, stay safe, shut your business down, all that stuff is so ignorant. You have to have choice. You have to have the choice to go out, get it, and die. Oh, you're going to overwhelm the hospitals. Okay. Yes. That's the risk we take. And we'll move on from it. We'll change course of action, but without taking away the liberties to live. We cannot go this route. It makes no sense. Everyone's in a bind. What we're doing is the craziest thing of all time. To rip people's ability to even have a business. You can't have a business because the government thinks we're all going to die and you need to lock down and you're killing people. But people are free, you're not smart enough is what the government's saying. You're just not smart enough. You can't think for yourselves. We cannot live this way. And I don't care. I'm sorry, doctors, nurses. If we overwhelm the healthcare system, we overwhelm the healthcare system for freedom. We fight through that. We'll suffer that way. And yes, you will suffer, and I apologize for that, but I'm not going to no hospital. You know why? Because I'm on a plant-based diet. I exercise every flipping day. I don't put anything stupid in my body. That's my choice. So I will not see you in the hospital, coronavirus or not. And all these athletes complain, it's scary. Why? You might get the sniffles, and that's about it. We've gone beyond insanity. This has to come to an end. And maybe it just won't. I don't know. It's frustrating, though. But I'm the criminal, I guess, talking this way. Holdenstedt coach Florian Schierwater told reporters that Ripdorf over-exaggerated the risk of players contracting the coronavirus. I believe that completely. None of our players have had contact with the Eldesdorf player who tested positive. I said hello to him. But like others, I also volunteered to be tested, he said. According to the health department, half of the team didn't even have to go for a test. So there you have it. Finally, as you keep reading through this article, we get the real news. We hear the truth. But the thing is, regardless of whatever's being posted or told through the news, they don't tell you what the real news is. I am so glad that Germans squad of cowards using the excuse of coronavirus that they're going to die. I'm so glad they lost 37-0. That was awesome. Good job. We need that kind of fighting. If they don't want to show up and play. So let me understand this correctly. So they were on the field, but they kept the proper spacing, and I can't find film on it. And if I do, I'll go back on the air right away and show it. They were doing proper spacing on the field to stay away 6 feet or whatever they do over there in their metric system, and stayed away while they just went and scored. And they just stayed away to what? To virtue singling to the world. Look at us. We're doing it right. They're the jerks. They're the meanies. It needs to come to this. We have to take a stand. We have to be able to go out. There has to be other ways to protect those that have underlying health conditions. There has to be another way. And the fact that the numbers are so flippin' jacked up. Everyone that dies, regardless of death, they are going after and testing them if they had the coronavirus for their stats. But they tell the people, like they told it today, like, oh my gosh, 2,000 more people got tested positive and 37 more deaths and all this stuff. It's so much overkill. And then we'll hear in a month later, 2 months later, oh, sorry, it was a double negative or whatever, and really they had cancer or they were hit by a car, kind of stuff. It just, we don't get correct information. So you cannot, let me repeat, you cannot post on Facebook and your social media, see, people are dying. No, you don't know. No one has the facts. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We don't know the age. We hear about how old they are and the fact that they're almost about to die of cancer or whatever it was months later, weeks later, whatever. We don't hear it. The news will just report just to get you going. Kind of like this article. Just to get us going, we're going to have a conversation about, oh, they abuse these poor athletes that they were going to get the coronavirus and die, but they just kept social distance. And then we find out the real truth. He said hi to him from a distance. And, oh, my gosh, he gave me coronavirus. That's the world we live in. Have we not lost our minds? You know what's funny? Or not funny. I don't know anyone that is died from coronavirus. No one. But my liberal friends, every one of them, they know 3, 4, 5. I find that weird. You should too. I hope you guys have a blessed day because I'm getting out of here. I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, change your eating habits, exercise, do those things, or you will die. Not from coronavirus, but you'll die of something else. Especially you Americans. Flipping eat McDonald's every day. Insanity. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Peace.